Hey everybody, good morning. Currently driving out to location to go see wildlife. And I'm gonna make a whole personal vlog while I drive to talk about things that are in my head, but suffice it to say, just for the wildlife, to keep it there, we're going out to a place that we've been before because I'm just gonna do a short trip out. I went here more recently. We're just going to go do some video, watch wildlife, hopefully. We'll see. Set up in the blind, assuming nobody's there. We're getting there a little bit after sunrise. Sun is rising a bit earlier now. I know that there's a time change coming with daylight savings, but currently it is set for 6:30, and it is 6:25, and we are still about 20 minutes away. So it's not, we'll get there when we get there. We'll get out there when we get there. It won't quite be as early as I'd planned, but I got out as soon as I could get out, and it'll be fine. I didn't want to come out today. I really thought about not doing it, and this is a very clear difference from years previous where I would have gone, I'll push it to next weekend, it'll be fine. But the weather's beautiful. It's been a great, it has warmed up a bit for this last week of February, and it's been very nice. And so, perfect here, and I think there's still forecast for snow. It's about to turn to a bit colder starting tomorrow, but make hay while the sun is shining. And this is the schedule. The difference between here and last year, I've set myself on a more rigid, it is flexible. I can do things, but I do D&D every other Friday, and the other alternating Fridays, I work on the D&D campaign, but on the weekends where I'm not, up later than usual and not prepping for the work, for coming out here, I try to alternate the weekends. An editing weekend, and then a going out weekend. And this is a going out weekend. So if I skip this one, it would be another 2 weeks before I made it out again, right? Or, as I was explaining to my significant other, 3 weeks. And she goes, it's not 3 weeks. And I go, well, if I make the determination on Wednesday that I'm not going out this weekend, that means I'm not going out that weekend. D&D's the next weekend, so I stay inside. I don't make it out till that third weekend. She's like, that's not 3. But technically. Anyway, we're going to go see what we can see. Hopefully it's going to be a fun, good time for all, and it'll be nice for the weather and for the birds. We'll see. Alright, we can probably cut there and make this. Some of the ponds are still frozen over. Look at those mountains. Not all the ponds. Back in the car. Just happened to be looking. Let's see. What are you? Mallards? I think mallards. A lot of waterfowl out there today. Good stuff. Really glad we came out. I think I need to grab my binoculars to keep them out here in the car so that I also have the spotting scope and my old binoculars that I don't carry with me anymore. Good time. Good time. Great. Even though Monster Hunter is a call-in and I'm going to get going for that, I'm glad we did it at least a couple hours out here looking. It was almost like spring. Not quite. I know winter's coming. Like I said, rain and snow for the next week on the forecast. But a brief little warm period. Nice. Pretty cool here. Lots of birds out there. Lots of waterfowl. Mallards, of course. The northern pintail, I think. I've seen that one before. That one's very nice. Hooded Merganser. This time, I saw the female for sure. I don't remember if we saw the female when we had that big group. I think we did, but like this one was more pronounced. It was easier to spot it because apparently I've never seen one before, or at least not one that looked like that. They've got the back of their head, rather than being extended, just has like a very big spike to it, almost like a mohawk kind of, with the way that their feathers stick out. But they also can control that. I've never seen that before. The female was doing a lot of diving, and it would take that and slick the feathers back down. They would no longer be sticking up, so it then dives in and is more aerodynamic. I don't think that's right. Water, if they're in the water, is it aquadynamic? Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, they did that, and there was a point where it caught something, came up out of the water with crawfish? Crayfish? Are there freshwater those? Some kind of water bug thing. Lots of water, not water, but lots of bug looking stuff. So it had that. That was cool. I don't know if I got a good shot of that. I was adjusting the focus. I was trying to readjust the shot at that exact moment when I noticed it had it. So I did the best that I could to see if that's what it was. But yeah, lots of waterfowl. That was really cool. Another cool thing, right there at the end, I did... I went, okay, it's starting to get, later on. I knew it would be a short trip, and I wasn't planning to do anything too much today. So it was just a couple hours, and park's getting busy. It's a very warm day, so, not yet. It definitely got warm up to the point where I took my coat off, but it's like 45 right now, so it's warming up nicely. I was packing up. I grabbed the audio equipment. I grabbed the wide angle shot. I brought those in to the building, and I was getting ready to break down the main camera, and that's when I noticed the heron that I'd seen here or there but couldn't get a shot of was like right in the front where nothing else was there, and there's the heron, and it starts walking through the water, and I just quick turn the camera back on, line up a shot, really hoping, because it's definitely looking around and doing that like it could strike at any moment and grab a fish out of the water. It didn't, but it could have. And so I was doing the best that I could to make sure I was ready for that. And after it finally took off, so I watched it for as long as I could, but no luck there. Did see something else cool. Two things, really, out of that. The crawfish was cool. I hope that came out. I'm not sure. The robins, it was like a family of robins. And I assume it was a family. It was a flock, but like 5 or 6 of them all at once came down and landed at the water edge on the rocks there and began taking a bath and getting a drink. Almost one at a time. Some of them did, and then they, go preen themselves up on the rocks, and then some came back down and do that, like a whole thing. But there was a lot of variation in, like, I guess the older and younger ones, maybe? I don't 100% know, but some of them were, like, real bright red on their belly, and some of them not so much. And I think the younger ones would be not so much. Is that how that works? I've seen ones that are young. I had to look up being like, what's wrong with this? What kind of bird is this? And they're like, that's just a robin. Instead of, they don't start with the red. They have like a, if I remember correctly, I think they've got like a white with black spots on them, on their belly. And then it turns red as they grow and they molt, I think. I'm trying to remember from like 5 or 6 years ago when I was first starting out and I was taking pictures of robins and paying more attention to close details. So we saw that. That was cool. And then the red-winged blackbird. Red-winged blackbird is very common, but it's one of my favorites. It's a familiar friend to see, and so I like that it's common. They are noticeable for sure, a blackbird with that red whenever they are doing their call. And also there was one point early on when I started that I got a clear picture of one mid-flight where you could see the red against like a blue sky backdrop. It's like, that's cool. So I remember that fondly, and anytime I see them, they're always nice, but I try to focus on other things. When there's nothing else around, it's like, all right, let's get some images, So I got some very close, clear shots because they were closer. They hang out on the cattails there right in front of where I was watching, and they were moving from branch to branch, or they would duck down, and then come back up. Wherever they go and whatever they're getting on the ground, maybe food, maybe they nest down there. That would be... But anyway, I'm focusing on one of those, and then behind it, I could still see the water, and something was moving through the water. And I think it may have been a beaver. It's my best guess. Maybe not. Maybe something else, but I don't know, and I don't think we got a clear shot. I did the best to quick, change focus and refocus on that behind it, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. If the footage came out, great. If not, I'll show you anyway. And we'll speculate wildly about what it was. But a great time out. That was fun. Really cool. I'm glad I came out. It was nice. The weather is nice. Good time. And now I'm going to go home and play Monster Hunter because it is one of my favorite video game genres. It's about as far as you could get from this because we literally go and murder animals and use their skin and weapons and parts to build ourselves armor and stuff. It's a video game and it's not reality based. It's about as far as I would ever actually do, but man is it fun. And we got a group together. We've been playing all the more recent ones over the last 4 or 5 years maybe. Great time. Brand new one just came out. That's what I was talking about. I don't know if I mentioned that in just the personal vlog that I did or the actual wildlife, but it's mentioned here now for sure, so there you go. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Great time out. We'll see what the weather has in store for Monday, whether or not I can get out and take any pictures, if it's raining or snowing, maybe not. It's all good. Yeah, great time. Great wildlife. Fun. Bye, buddy.